नमस्ते बच्चों, खुश रहिए आप लोग। माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर शिल्पाश्री शाह, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ऑफ ज्योति विद्यापीठ वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी. I am from faculty of physiotherapy and diagnostics. Today we will learn about a condition of respiratory system is known as bronchitis. Okay, so first we have to know that what type of disease it is. Is it obstructive or is it restrictive? Okay, so how we will differentiate in obstructive and restrictive disease? The basic difference between that is in obstructive disease you can find problem in the exhalation, and in restrictive disease you can find a problem in inhalation. Okay, so this is the basic difference. So first we have to know the definition of the bronchitis. So bronchitis is an obstructive pulmonary disease characterized by chronic cough and excessive production of mucus, and is present for most days in a week for at least 3 months, and it will continue for 2 or more consecutive years. Okay, so varying degrees of fixed obstruction of airway are reported in many patients with chronic bronchitis. So you have to remember that the condition will continue for in most days of the month for at least 3 months of a year, and it will survive for more than 2 years or consecutive years. Okay, so then we have to know about the pathophysiology of the condition. Okay, so what happened when any stimulant, or any foreign body enters into our airway? What happens? Chronic airway irritation. As we all know that cilia, we know about ciliary body. What are the function of that? That will prevent the any foreign material to enter into the airway, right? So in this case what will happen? The ciliary function will disturb. Okay, the chronic airway irritation will happen, which will lead to inflammation of the bronchial wall. Okay, due to that what happened? The mucociliary gland will increase or in size or number. For that, what is the normal function of mucociliary gland? The production of mucus. As the due to inflammation, the mucociliary gland will increase. What happened to that? The function of this gland will increase abruptly. Okay, then mucus will produce over and over. Okay, that is overproduction of mucus. As the overproduction of mucus will happen, what happened? The airway will not be able to exchange properly. For this, what happened? The ventilation and perfusion mismatch will happen. Now, what is ventilation perfusion mismatch? Ventilation is, as we know, the gas exchange, and perfusion is the diffusing capacity of the alveoli from the air to the blood vessels. Okay, the blood air will go into the or diffuse into the blood vessel and to become oxygenated. Okay, so the ventilation and perfusion mismatch will happen, and the work of breathing will increase as the body will not get proper oxygenated blood. Due to that, the breathing work will be increased. Okay, in severe case it can lead to ventilatory failure, cor pulmonale, or both. Ventilatory failure, why? As because the oxygen will not get properly and the carbon dioxide level will be increased. That is hypoxia, hypercapnia will happen, so that ventilatory failure also occur. And cor pulmonale, why? Because of that the left ventricle or right ventricle will have to more work. That's why pressure will increase and cor pulmonale will also happen. Okay. Next, clinical manifestation or sign and symptom. Okay, so what are the sign and symptom? Insidious onset of smoker's cough and progress to chronic productive cough. Now, what is smoker's cough? Smoker's cough is like if the patient is chronic smoker, she will have more cough. Okay, and you can hear the wheezing sound or abnormal sound of lung from without auscultation. Okay, so this is smoker's cough and progress to chronic productive cough. Mucoid brownish color sputum as Then exertional dyspnea, respiratory distress. Okay, the sign of for respiratory distress syndrome is like nasal flaring. Okay, and bluish color of digits. Okay, and that lips. Then cold foggy weather increases respiratory symptoms. Prolonged expiration time, as I have already told the patient, in obstructive disease the patient will have problem in exhalation. Due to that condition, due to this problem, the patient will have to work more for exhalation. Okay, and the respiratory rate will increase, use of accessory muscles, blue blotters, edema in extremities, and distension of neck vein. Then wheezing and Carcassonne auscultation, intercostal retraction. Why intercostal retraction? Because there is overinflation of the thoracic cage, because the patient will not be able to exhale properly, so there will be more air in the lung, and the patient will not be able to exhale it properly. Okay, so there is retraction of the intercostal space. Then in PFT, vital capacity, FEV1, that will decrease. Okay, in advanced case, hypoxemia, hypercapnia, respiratory acidosis, polycythemia, then pulmonary arterial pressure and right ventricular hypertrophy. Okay, then causes may include smoker. Okay, people who are exposed to smoke actively or passively, people with weakened immune system, the elderly and infant, the people who are exposed to air pollution. Okay, they may cause to develop bronchitis. Now diagnostic, how we will diagnose the condition? First history collection, then physical examination. We have to examine physically, like if there is blue blotter, if there is bluish discoloration of the lips, nail beds, etc. Then chest x-ray, sputum culture. Okay, pulmonary function test, bronchoscopy. These are the treatment options available. Now, how to deal with the condition? Okay, that means treatment option. So, hospitalization may require during exacerbation. Exacerbation means like the patient will be more breathlessness during smaller activity. Okay, and treated with IV fluid, intravenous fluid, antibiotic, bronchodilators, and low flow oxygen. Okay, diuretic and digitalis are often given for right ventricular failure or right heart failure. Then physiotherapeutic treatment are based on symptoms of patient and severity of the condition. Okay. So treatments with antibiotic like these are effective for how the bacterial infection. As I have already told that infection may also happen from foreign material or bacteria. Okay, so this may help in bacterial infection but not in viral infection. They may also prevent secondary infection. Okay, then bronchodilator. These open the bronchial tube and clear out mucus. What happens? The relaxation of the bronchiole. Due to that relaxation of the bronchiole, the mucus will loosen up and clear out from the bronchial wall. Okay, through this we can also have in medical treatment we can also use suctioning. Okay, then mucolytic. What is mucolytic? Lytic means, as we know, what? Breakage. Okay, breaking of this thing. So what will happen? This thin or loosen mucus in the airway and making it easier to cough up the sputum. Okay. Then anti-inflammatory medicines like glucocorticosteroid. These are for more persistent symptoms. Then pulmonary rehabilitation program. This include work with the respiratory therapist to help breathing. Okay. Now the pulmonary rehabilitation is not a single term. Okay. This is the multidisciplinary approach in which various experts are work together, like any respiratory physio, okay, respiratory physiotherapist, then a medical team, nursing staff, then any surgeons that who will treat the patient. Okay, so they all work together to rehabilitate. Okay, rehabilitate the patient. So what is the main goal of physiotherapeutic management? Okay, so education about the prevention and management of the condition, as we already discussed previously, that prevention is better than cure. Okay, so we have to educate the society, educate the patient how to prevent the condition, how to manage with this condition, how to deal with the condition. Okay, then reduction of dyspnea. Dyspnea means breathlessness, how to deal with the breathlessness. Okay, what happens if the patient feels breathlessness? We can't let them go with that, right? So we have to do something that so that they can deal with the condition, so that they can manage this problem, right? So we will teach them some positioning, some technique to deal with this condition. Okay, to remove this, to decrease the condition. Then removal of secretion. For that we will use some techniques to loosen up the mucus and then clearing up the secretion. Then improve exercise tolerance. As we already know, when the respiratory condition will happen, the patient's ability to work will less. So improve the exercise tolerance and increase thoracic mobility and lung volume. As there is inflation of the lung, the patient will not be able to move the thorax properly. The excursion of thorax will decrease. Okay, normal level of excursion will decrease. Then so we have to manage this. The goal or aim of the aim of the physiotherapist will, that first one, education, then reduction of dyspnea, removal of secretion, improve exercise tolerance, increase thoracic mobility and lung volume. Okay, these are the goals. Then physiotherapeutic management include airway clearance technique. Okay, these are considered like breathing control, okay, cough maneuvers, okay, during recovery, exercise with supplementary oxygen to improve the exercise capacity. Patient with chronic bronchitis can be treated with comprehensive pulmonary rehabilitation. Okay, for airway for secretion clearance we can use percussion, vibration, okay, with different positioning. Okay, then for relaxation, Jacobson progressive relaxation technique, biofeedback yoga, breathing exercise, chest mobilization. These are the available treatment for physiotherapeutic management. Okay, then breathing exercise like diaphragmatic breathing exercise, pursed lip breathing, mainly pursed lip breathing will be taken. Okay, then airway clearance technique, as I already told, percussion, vibration, bronchial or posterior drainage, ACBT. ACBT is an active cycle of breathing technique. Okay, autogenic drainage, then oscillatory positive expiratory pressure device. Then for strengthening of respiratory muscle we can use inspiratory muscle training and different diaphragmatic strengthening technique. Okay, stimulation technique also to improve the respiratory muscles. So this is all about bronchitis. Okay, so what we have learned today: first, what is bronchitis, what type of disease it is. So if you have any question like that for MCQ or for a short question like what is the difference between, basic difference between obstructive and restrictive pulmonary disease, you can answer it like obstructive the problem is in exhalation and in restrictive the problem is in inspiration. Okay, this is the basic difference. Then you can answer about the pathology, how the irritation of the bronchial wall can lead to overproduction of mucus. Okay, can lead to inflammation of the area of bronchial wall. Then overproduction of mucus due to overgrowth of mucus gland. Okay, then how the ventilation perfusion mismatch will lead to increased work of breathing, and then first in severe condition ventilatory failure or core pulmonale or both. Okay, then what are the clinical signs and symptoms of the patient. Okay, how we can diagnose the condition by auscultation, by seeing the physical condition, by history collection, by PFT. Okay, then by bronchoscopy, how we can diagnose. Then what are the causes of the developing the condition. Then how we will manage the condition. First one medically, then physiotherapeutically, and about the pulmonary rehabilitation. So this is all about today's class. I hope all of you understand about the condition. But if you have any queries or any problem regarding this class, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, and read about this properly. You can follow any book also, like Ron Filter or any other book for medicine like Davidson. You can also follow. Okay, if there is any query, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, thank you. Khush Vilaap.